The role of the court cannot be fulfilled unless the courts win the confidence of the people. Courts as an institution must win the love and the admiration of the people. This love and admiration is based on its capacity to create the willingness of the people to come before it. It is the people who are coming to courts that creates the opportunity for the courts to do justice. That beautiful word justice loses its meaning if it is associated with fear. Only those policemen who torture people, or those politicians who are corrupt, or those other underworld figures and others who live by unscrupulously breaking the law, that should fear the courts. The ordinary citizen, particularly the humble and the poor people, need to come to court with a sense of confidence that here is our last resort. They must believe that intelligence resides among those who adjudicate on them. They should believe that the highest principles of ethics and highest principles of compassion exist in their courts, and they could trust that the outcome is always one that is right and just. This is not possible in an atmosphere if the citizen begins to fear courts. The purpose of the contempt of court jurisdiction in courts was to give it the power so that the other branches of the government respects its authority. That the police should respect the authority of courts, that the executives should respect the authority of courts, and that nobody should consider themselves above the law. However, for the ordinary humble citizen who never thinks in terms of power, it should be the place with extend a hand and say, unconditionally, we will defend your right for freedom, your right as an individual, however humble or small you are. That capacity is lost if the ordinary citizen or the spokesman for citizens, like the journalists, writers, and the people who in various ways interact with the people, begin to fear that unjust laws will be used against them to make charges on contempt of court. Twice in the recent history, the Sri Lankan Supreme Court has been found by the United Nations Human Rights Committee as having abused the power of the contempt of court in order to and in the process violating the rights of the citizens. The case of Tony Anthony Michael Fernando and the case of Speedy are the two instances in which this findings were made. Bar Association of Sri Lanka has given a draft law on the contempt of court. That it should be enacted as soon as possible, and thereby a law can be assist in the prevention of this abuse. Whatever be the case, ultimately the courts on Sri Lanka should create confidence, create trust, and not fear. Stop.